You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extraction complete. Intelligence System Analytic Computer is activated. All ISAC systems are confirmed online. Data scanned. Downloading files.
What's up, guys? You're listening to a very snotty episode 54 of SITREPRadio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of the Division. Week 3 of the PTS begins, and the ETF application has now closed as we wait for the saviours of the Division to be announced. But first, my name is Mike, and joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Robert.
Hello.
And Luke.
Hello.
And what have we been up to, guys, this week? Luke?
No, not me first. Okay.
No, not
Whoa,
you.
you can't change things like that. I wasn't ready.
You're breaking the game.
Breaking the game. Well, luckily this week I haven't contracted the dollar flu, unlike you two, so I'm fine.
Yeah. Me and Rob aren't very well this week at all. Well, I'm not very well. Rob could have been doing other things, but there we go.
Yeah.
Informative as ever. Well done, Robert.
I'm not suffering as bad as Mike.
No. But yeah, I think we've all had a decent week in the Division, especially with the fact that, guys, I think we pretty much won the internet last week. We were a part of the agent highlights of over on the actual official Division page, weren't we, guys?
Mm.
Yeah, that was quite a shock when I was actually watching Scotty's DCW stream at the time. And he checked the website when they tweeted it out, and he was like scrolling down the page and mentioned that Shield Source had got his cosplay in. And then he obviously got to the bottom where the podcast is, like, oh, look, SITREPRa on it, SITREPRa on it. I just instantly closed the stream and brought Facebook up to tell you to. So
Yeah.
sorry, Scotty.
I'd been AFK all day. I think I got back about 6 o'clock or something like that, and saw that, and I was like, what the hell? That's awesome. I messaged Jarrett. Jarrett said well done to everybody, and congratulations, and thank you to I think it was Shotcha that put us forward for that. So thanks, Matt, if you're listening,
cheers.
And or anybody else over at the Division. I think maybe
I remember,
Petter as well.
Definitely thank you to everybody over there.
I saw it. I got really super excited. And I was like, I told my girlfriend that we're on the Ubisoft website, and she just looked at me like a confused dog, like tilted the head and everything. Yeah. It's quite comical.
See, you're thinking like that. No, she's thinking like that, should I say? And you're like, man, I just won the Oscars.
Yeah.
I need to get my acceptance speech ready. What am I going to say? Who am I going to thank?
I'd like to thank my dad. Because he's a legend.
Well, speaking of shout-outs, I'm going to say no more bloody shout-outs. We've had enough freaking shout-outs the past couple of weeks. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. I apologise.
Can I do a quick shout out?
It depends.
I kind of need to do one.
Yes.
We did the speed challenge again for DCW 3. It was Madison Field Hospital, and Shadow Darker SG won again with a winning time of 4 minutes and 58 seconds.
What?
Woo! Small round of applause.
He made it better.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It won by a clear 20 seconds as well. He absolutely nailed it. So well done to him. He wins.
I want to watch that video.
Yeah, it's up on Twitter somewhere. Okay. It's also on his YouTube channel. But he wins himself, which will be coming in the post very shortly, a brand new edition of the SITREPRadio mug
that I am now sporting for you live. Oh wait, this is a audio medium. Sorry,
you can't see this.
Good job, dude.
Rip. Yeah, well done.
We've been playing Overwatch this week. Been having a good time in that.
I haven't.
Going back to the DCW very quickly, our stream was hell of a fun. I think we probably talked about it anyway. Edel and Fox, hilarious as always. And yeah.
Was that another shout out by any chance?
No, I'm not saying it anymore.
Sure
Rob, You haven't played Destiny at all this week, so
No,
you've talked about something.
No, I did play Destiny on Tuesday.
I thought we were going to be able to skip
I did 3 raids back to back with my raid team. But I know I have. I've been playing Little Nightmares this week as well, and that game is awesome. If anyone else has picked that up, it's super good. It's like evil Little Big Planet. It's awesome.
Am I right thinking it's made by the same people as Inside, and what's the other one? Limbo. Is it those guys?
Possibly. I don't know. It's just really good fun.
Okay. And anybody stateside at the minute, Abzu is free. Sorry to Spectrum 74. I basically said, well, Abzu, the game on Twitter was basically like, anyone on PlayStation Plus can download it for free. No, it's just US listeners. So if you're in the US,
if you're clever, you can just create a US.
I was going to suggest that, yeah.
US profile on your PlayStation and get it, and then
you can, but it's only for PS Pro. Is it PS? No, PS Plus. So unless you want to spend £40 for a 15,
yeah, good point. Well, that's just stupid.
Yeah, but who hasn't got PlayStation Plus?
Yeah, but who in the UK is going to put PlayStation Plus on their American account for a free game?
I see what you mean. Sorry, I was thinking more like is it like a VPN or whatever they're called when you trick the internet into thinking you're somewhere else?
Yeah, I suppose you might.
I don't know what that works.
No, you might better do it that way.
I did not just suggest something illegal, by the way.
Yeah. Pretty sure you did, but don't do that.
Well, it is Star Wars Day, so happy Star Wars Day.
Not when this comes out, it's not.
Not when this comes out.
That's a rip.
But yeah, we've been playing Overwatch. That's still a lot of fun.
Mike, have you played your Switch yet?
My Switch? Yes, I have. What, this thing?
Yeah.
Yes, it's good.
Oh.
I haven't had a great amount of time to play with it.
So that's another system for another set of games that you won't complete then, yeah?
I got Mario Kart in the way, bitch.
Fuck you.
No, I'm looking forward to sitting down and playing it.
Have you played much of Zelda? Is it good?
Yeah. I to be honest, I'm really surprised at how good the kit is, to be honest. It's really good. Really good. I can't really explain it, but yeah, it's really good. Okay. And I also got last week the Dark Souls board game, which is awesome.
Which you've not played yet.
No, I've played it.
Oh, you figured it out, did you?
Kind of. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Or you're just doing it like everybody does Monopoly and just makes it up as it goes along because nobody plays the real rules of Monopoly.
Oh, what? House rules? Yeah, definitely house rules. No, it's just, there's like a 40-page manual on how the hell to play the game. It's kind of like, what the hell's going on? But it's awesome, and yeah. Anyway, I suppose we better get on to some news.
Well,
State of the game.
So, first up, this week we have a free-to-play weekend. It's going to be running from the 4th to the 7th of May this weekend. It will be across all 3 platforms, not on Switch. Apologies, Rob. I won't be playing it on that. So if you have some friends you want to have try out the game with you, now's your chance. And all your progress that you make across that weekend, if you buy the game afterwards, will be saved and you can continue.
Woohoo!
However, you will not have access to any Season Pass DLC content during the event, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely go try it out. I don't know if you guys have still been looking on Reddit. Had a few Reddit posts this week about like new people that have been playing like The Division for like 2 hours and really enjoying it and not seeing any bugs. No, because they fixed half the bugs in the first year. You know? There we go. Anyway, enjoy it, I guess.
That was a dangerous sentence.
I said half the bugs. I said half. I didn't say everything.
You shouldn't say half. You should say majority.
Not legacy.
You should say the majority, because if you say half, that's giving a finite number.
I'm trying to be supportive here, guys. Come on.
I'm just trying to protect you, dude. You're going to get some shit for that.
That's fine. I get shit anyway. It's fine. PTS news this week, though. PTS Week 3 begins. However, before we go into that, update 1.61 is still scheduled for a May release. And basically, unless there's a very critical issue, as in it fails in the next week, and when it goes for submission to Microsoft and Sony, we will be getting it hopefully the final week of May, if everything goes well.
Cool.
Speaking of, PTS Week 3 will be deployed tomorrow morning, which will be Friday when this episode airs, and patch notes will be published as well during the maintenance. So unfortunately, today's podcast will be a little bit brief, but I'm sure Rob will be happy for that for editing videos later on.
Yeah!
And that was a soundbite I actually played. That wasn't actually Rob.
Yeah!
But we will go over some of the changes as they get finalized in next week's State of the Game or patch notes, I guess. And I'm sure Rob will be giving us all the latest and greatest on PTS Week 3 next week, as he's busy playing that at the minute.
I could tag something on the end of the video, because the notes will be out by the video. I could do like a monotone monologue of all the patch notes if you'd like.
A little Easter egg for all our YouTube fans.
Yeah. I probably won't, but...
I think you should do it like Tenacious D in that Tenacious D did. I can't remember what that song was, but it's like, no, I'm never stopping, I'm always fucking stopping.
You want me to sing it? That's not happening.
If you want. Anyway, for the man that actually trolled the trolls this week, can we have some news on another exotic that you've got in the past? Because you got a Caduceus this week, didn't you, dude?
I finally got a Caduceus. Yes.
And you are currently rocking that shit because it's definitely worthwhile.
I took a screenshot of it with me holding it without a single mod on it. I will probably never ever hold it ever again. I just wanted it so I could say I'd got one. And it was pissing me off that I'd not got one. Yeah, exactly.
And that beautiful segue that I did obviously meant we were going to be talking about the Ninja backpack.
The backpack that everybody loves and everybody's kept. That one.
Yes.
My advice to anybody now is if you don't have a Ninja Bike backpack because you deleted it when you got it because it's a piece of shit, go out and find one and keep it because they're going to, quote unquote, fix it or make it better for, they hoping 1.7. But
yeah, but this won't be live. Is that live tomorrow morning? Is that right? Yeah, that's live tomorrow, isn't it?
No,
with the maintenance, or is that 1.
Well,
yeah, they're going to stop it dropping.
They will stop it dropping in the PTS, but obviously console players will still be able to get it to drop till the end of May, won't they?
Yeah,
so you've 2 or 3 weeks to get it to drop. Keep it just in case they make it awesome.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a minute, when's that happening? Because I completely missed that. No, it's fine.
Yeah, so when 1.6.1 goes live, the Ninja backpack will no longer be in the drop pool. It's gone. It's vanished. They're hoping to make any changes to it retroactive, hence me telling you to go out and find one and keep it.
Any ideas on what they should change it to?
Well,
I've got an idea, but I don't think it's going to be a very loved idea. But you guys go first.
No, you say yours first, because my idea I said previously about turning it into Bullet King's bulletproof bag. And I've seen Shotcha's idea over on Twitter, so I'll read that out after you finished.
Yeah, it's not an amazing idea, but the idea being that it's meant to be a ninja backpack. Now, currently, it's stopping you from, losing certain loot? I'm pretty sure that's not what a ninja does. Ninja is like creeping about, is never seen, stays in the shadows. So, I kind of would like it to be an exotic piece that you can use in the Dark Zone still, or in any PvE content that would allow you to basically not draw as much aggro on NPCs. So, we've all been there. We've all walked past NPCs and been like, shit, I've just pulled like 20 guys. I'm going to run to like DZ6 or something. But obviously, it's not going to be a very loved thing. But I mean, that's my idea, and I can't really see it being that much of a problem to implement, and it doesn't really impact anything else that much either, if that makes sense. Like skills or anything, do you know what I mean?
They have to be careful with that, because that would impact the PvE quite a lot.
It would, but don't forget, you know, if you're running with a defense build as well,
Yeah.
Defense builds meant to draw everything. We know it doesn't always happen, but if God, that'd be quite cool if you're Manhunt and you've got that backpack on. Think about it. I went Canadian then. Think about it. That way, you could kind of just like run past all the NPCs a little bit.
I think to satisfy Rob, you'd have to put a limit on how many NPCs you could potentially sneak past. Because if, for argument's sake, a group of 6 all see you, then I'm not quite sure you should escape that sort of level of aggro. But
maybe not a limit on how many, more a limit on the range that it's actually impacted. Maybe.
I think it should give you the ability to use a sword.
But don't every agent have a little axe on their back, a bit like a hunter? So you could use. I know it's not a sword, but you could use that, I suppose. Actually, finally get a proper melee weapon.
A sword.
Oh man,
get a sword. That's cool.
I want that hunter freaking axe.
Katana.
I want to be able to. I want freaking katana.
Can you imagine that?
Just hunter
slide
axe.
that out your bag.
Stabbed in the neck.
That'd be cool.
Just imagine
cool.
if they did do that. Then
Shotch's idea was to combine all the talk of Seeker Minds being OP with making you a ninja with the backpack and making you invisible to auto skills such as Seeker Minds. I think somebody else on the Twitter feed suggested turrets as well, which again could be OP, a bit like being able to sneak past all the NPCs. It obviously needs some work, but I quite like that idea as well.
I like that idea, but I mean, there's this whole freaking argument going on at the minute. What is Seekers like OP? Are certain skills OP? This, that, and the other. And it's like if you literally have a piece of equipment that basically just ignores is able to ignore all the skills, it's going to make all the skills kind of irrelevant. Which, from my point of view, wouldn't be a bad thing because skills are a little bit overused and it's not so much gunplay anymore, if you know what I mean. Like, even if it's just like Seeker Minds tagging people and then you're finishing them off with gunplay, it's not so much a case of reliant on gunplay most of the time. Most people are going to pop something or drop something.
You could make that like final measure. You could have it like have a cooldown. Like every 4 seconds you can block a skill.
That's quite a good shout, actually.
Or 10 seconds, and then that'd be in line with Seekers.
Yeah. Well, there you go, yeah. Thing is, you don't want them to block everything, because that means everyone would just have it on. It would just be OP.
Load of balls flying about.
It's just another bested slot, isn't it? Like Barrett's was in 1.5. Literally everybody who got one ran it straight away, didn't they? Just the extra armour. I don't know. I like the idea of playing on the fact that it's called the Ninja Backpack, so make you be able to sneak or dodge something. But I don't know. It definitely needs looking at.
Maybe you could take it a step further. So you got reduced aggro or pull on NPCs, but it also makes you unseen by snipers in PvE. Maybe because how many times we've all been like aimed at, pretty much auto aimed by snipers? Do you know what I mean? In like legendary missions and things like that. The minute you pop your head up, you've got like a green beam like flashing at you. It basically hides you a little bit.
Yeah, okay. You just qualified it then. I instantly went to legendary mode, and you saying that the snipers can't see you, but you just qualified it then by saying a little bit. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Maybe like maybe it just like, but then you could also have a timer on it and things like that. I mean, how that would actually work? We're not game developers, I'm sure there's like some kind of way of playing on the words Ninja Backpack. Anyway, I'm sure there's plenty of ideas out there for that over on the official Division forums.
Yeah, any ideas you've got, go and hunt out the official forums, because they are wanting suggestions for this. I think they've pretty much admitted that they don't know what to do with it. They're open to suggestions, and hence the reason it's not coming in 1.6.1 is they need obviously the time to build whatever the idea is that they go forward with. So yeah, go out there, put your ideas out there. They will listen to you.
Cool. And also, loadouts have been worked for PTS Week 3, haven't they, Rob?
Yeah, basically because of the size of your pack at the moment, with having 6 loadouts, you're pretty much using all of your gear in your pack. So they've now increased the size to 120 slots. So you can got more options with your loadouts, basically.
I can't wait for this, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's
awesome.
more space for me to fill with crap. It's more stash space that I'm never going to sort through.
Yeah. Oh, my bag's full. What?
I'm 69 out of 69. Meal for 2. It's all good.
So if you guys are on the PTS, make sure you go and try and break it before it gets... Yeah, I'm going to. Don't worry. I was filling up my stashes earlier for testing.
Your raid?
No.
And ETF. ETF applications have now been closed, and they're currently going through all the applications that have been sent in. As far as we know, the selection process should be done by early next week, and if you're selected, you will get an email next week, basically. So fingers crossed, guys.
Yeah, good luck, you two.
Hopefully we can help out. Yes, I don't think there's really much else I can say about that, but keep our fingers crossed. Rob, is there anything that's worth mentioning over the last week or next week of the PTS, or anything that you've seen as far as like bug fixes and things like that? Or
no, they did say one more thing on the State of the Game this week, that they're going to fix the bug on legendaries where the those guys with the grenade launchers knock you out of cover before you even see the grenade. That's going to get fixed once 1.6. So I don't think it's in the PTS. It might be in the PTS, they said. But it will be definitely on 1.6.1.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Stupid LMB.
Yeah, it's been
I hack you with my sword.
It's been a bit of a brief fucking swords. Oh yeah, God, you guys put me off.
That's what we're here for, dude.
I love you guys. Yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet week as far as news. It's not a bad thing. We're just kind of ramping down to the final couple of weeks before the PTS goes live in the actual official update, I guess. However, I do think there's been a bit of news that has gone under the radar for some people this week. I saw this posted over on the official Division forums, and it's basically somebody asking for some news on the situation with Shark Mob. For those that don't know, last year, or towards the end of last year, some of the people, especially like the creative team at Massive, basically, by the sounds of it, have left Massive itself to start a new game studio called Shark Mob under great secrecy. And at the minute, all we know is they're actually working on a game that apparently everyone loves and also many players love as well. But there's quite a few people that have actually gone from the main Division team. So Peter Manafelt, former game director, who's basically become the creative director over there. You got Martin Haltberg, former communications manager and IP director at Massive. And the list kind of goes on, but it's basically, they're a new studio and they're looking for people to head over there and work with them. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, especially over on the official Division forums, everyone's like speculating that this studio is now going to basically take the Division off Massive and Ubisoft's hands. I don't think that's the case. I don't know how you guys feel about this news. I know I sent this both to you this week. It's definitely been kept under the radar.
Pretty sure
they've got social media and things like that, but apparently they've been using like the hashtag the Division and things like that, which is really weird. But yeah, I'll let you guys go. Sorry about that.
I just I've read something you sent me that was in a different language, but I managed to translate it. But it said they only had 10 employees.
Yeah, they're a very, very, very small team.
That's not a big enough team for a sequel as large as Division 2.
I think one of the people that was actually left to go to the studio was one of the lead designers of the Snowdrop engine as well. And apparently SharkMob will be using, is it Unreal Engine 4 that they're using at the minute? That's currently the latest one.
Yeah.
Luke, how do you feel about this news? Because the whole reason I brought this up is to kind of go, this isn't really a thing, and it shouldn't really affect the division. I can't, unless Ubisoft's massively screwed up and they don't own the IP. I could be completely wrong on that. At the end of the day, Massive is owned by Ubisoft. They're a Ubisoft studio working on Ubisoft games. I cannot see SharkMob taking the division elsewhere.
It's a Tom Clancy game. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft owns Tom Clancy's.
Yes, they do.
So
didn't when Hamish had Terry and Keith from Redstorm on the sofa on one of the first State of the Games where they were talking about Last Stand, didn't they say that Tom Clancy himself set up Redstorm Studio?
Yes, he did.
So, yeah, one way or another, either Redstorm or Reflections or Ubisoft most likely will own the Tom Clancy brand, won't they? So,
well,
somebody somewhere is getting sacked if a studio like SharkMob can come along and say, no, we'll take Division 2, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thing is, it's not news, but it's news at the same time. I think you said this week to me, Luke. It's not a huge amount of news, but my point in being is basically like, don't worry about it if you've heard about this news at all, because it's not a huge thing. The only thing I would say, maybe this is some of the reason why Year 2 has gone the way it actually has gone, because you've got people like creative director, leave. Obviously, there's more people actually working on the game than that, but if everybody else is working effectively, what we hope is on a sequel or sequel content to the Division. These could be certain people that are actually running Year 2 or the live content that that have left. So that could be why things are a little bit up in the air with regards to Year 2. And Red Storms took over. As far I keep saying this at the minute, or I keep thinking it, and I know I've said to you guys, Red Storms took over. Like you said earlier, they are the original Tom Clancy showrunners for most of the games, and it makes sense for these guys to actually be in charge of the game going forward. I don't know.
What was I going to say now? Was a reason given why they all left? Or is it just coincidence that a load of people left?
I'm guessing
creative differences.
It smacks to me that a couple of these guys have had the idea for a while that they want to go and set up their own studio. They've now obviously been successful enough with the Division that they've got enough financial clout to go and find some money from somewhere to do this. And they've said, hey, you guys, why don't you come with us? Come on, it'd be great. We can make indie games and stuff. And like you say, if they've only got 10 employees, and yes, they're going to get more, that's obvious. But they're not going to get a team the size of a studio like Massive, are they? No. Not overnight anyway. So they will release a couple of indie games first. They have to. And the teaser of, oh, we're doing an IP that people play and love. Yeah, but how many people? 10 or 10 million? It could be any game that people play and love, and they're just trying to create a bit of hype. That's how it smacks to me anyway.
Could be a Tom Clancy mobile game.
Well, that was announced. If you remember, there was a Tom Clancy mobile mobile game coming.
Oh yeah, that sniper one.
Shadow War or something like that.
No, there's a sniper one, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what I'm on about.
Okay, I'll shut up.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's not.
I think the only thing to be worried about, from what I can take from all this news that's not news, is the fact that Massive have obviously lost
big players at their
10
table.
employees or whatever it is. Yeah, because obviously these people need replacing by people who've got a lot of experience but won't necessarily have the experience of the Division. And these guys would have obviously had first-hand experience of how broken the Division was in the middle period of its game cycle, life cycle. And I think that experience would have been valuable for the sequel. But on the flip side of that, and on the counter argument of that, getting rid of some of the people who may or may not have been responsible for some of that problematic experience might be a good thing as well. So
I was literally just going to say, we're looking at it from the side of, they've walked away because of this, that, and the other. What, at the end of the day, game development is a business. They lost a lot of players playing the game during the 1.3 period, and obviously you have deadlines to meet and things like that. But you've got former CEO of Massive, technical director, and creative leads. They don't, for all we know, they could have been, unfortunately, asked to politely leave due to the amount of issues that were caused last year.
It's possible.
Didn't something like this happen with one of the Call of Duty studios? Something very similar, anyway.
Similar, yeah. What was it?
Was it Treyarch or the other one?
No, it was Infinity Ward. Basically, two of the guys that actually ran Infinity Ward under Activision were having talks with EA at the time, which you don't do because you're being published by Activision,
a rival company.
Yeah, and basically they were doing backdoor deals, and that's why Titanfall is under EA. But yeah, that's a different podcast. But yeah, I do think perhaps due to that creative control and things like that, or certain people missing from the original Massive team, it might be the reason that Red Storm has took full control of this, or maybe the fact that Massive are just whole hog, hopefully, working on the Division too, because there's no way that Avatar sequel's coming, or Avatar game's coming anytime soon. It's like 3 years away or something like that. Anyway, next week we should be talking about survival. Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to hit
no
anything?
No.
Okay.
There's literally what does that say, Rob?
Yeah, but I'm like I see those words and I want to spoil something.
I must defy him.
Yeah. But yeah, next week we will be talking about survival. Survival year 2, and basically we keep like not hinting at it, but we keep trying to discuss it. So it's about time we give it its own episode and talk about what we would probably do with survival year 2. Yeah, and we'll just kind of leave it there for this week. But hopefully that will go out next week if everything goes well. That being said, where can the listeners find us, guys?
You can find us at SITREPRadio on Twitter and Facebook. Send any questions you have to SITREPRadiopod@gmail.com or tweet us with the hashtag TeamSITREP, as we're all affiliated with that hashtag.
Awesome.
You can find SITREP Radio podcasts on any of the following platforms: iTunes and Apple Podcasts on iOS devices. Google Play, I hate that. That is awful. Google Play Music, SoundCloud, Overcast, Stitcher, Player.fm, Pocket Casts, RSS feeds, and please rate, review, and subscribe while you're there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Make sure to check out Mash Those Buttons over on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and make sure you check out some of the other podcasts that are also a part of our family over at MTB Sites. They are awesome. And
don't forget to check out the podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
Should be up by tomorrow evening.
Yeah, Rob's been editing some episodes together of some of his PTS footage, which he's been working very hard on this week. I know he's been busy with that, so thank you for that, Rob. And I think that's it. Thanks for listening again this week, and we'll catch you in the Dark Zone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.